Senator Booker, welcome.
Thank you very much, Chairwoman. I cannot say how grateful I am and humbled that you would include me in a formal hearing, and how appreciative I am that we have been having bipartisan discussions and the earnestness with which your office and the ranking member's office have been treating this, the seriousness with which they've been treating this. I want to give my gratitude to Senator Moran. I know he has been a champion for justice in athletics writ large, and it's extraordinarily affirming to me that he is leaning into this as well. And of course, my partner and friend throughout this whole process, I'm just thankful for him as well. I want to just say I am deeply sorry that we're here. I was a newly minted senator sitting when the room was configured differently in this room in a hearing with a person I've come to have a lot of respect for, the head of the NCAA, talking about these issues. And nothing or very little has changed. I really respect what Senator Wicker is saying. We are here because of the real threat to college sports as we know it, with a whole bunch of different cross-cutting standards that will undermine the level playing field, or at least the degrees of the level playing field we have now. If we don't fix this problem, sports as we know will change it, and we all should feel that urgency. But it is unfortunate that these issues that we think are ancillary are really central, because if we don't use this opportunity to address the very painful issues that we see, from the gender issues that continue to persist, to the health and safety issues that continue to persist, from the exploitative issues around education that continue to exist. I am telling you right now, from my experience in my entire arc as a senator, they have not changed from the hearing we had 7 years ago. There is no guarantee that they're going to change or that there'll be any urgency to act on these issues. That's why we're drawing a line. Modern college athletics is a de facto for-profit industry that is just too often exploiting men and women, taking advantage of their genius, of their talent, of their artistry, robbing many of them of earnings in their peak years, leaving them often injured with a lifetime worth of costs. Sometimes looking back, and their universities are still making profits off of their names. The changes that we are talking about should allow athletes, as I think we all agree, to benefit from their significant commercial value that is now being cynically exploited to the profits in an industry that's making $15 to $25 billion. Large companies, even their own schools, are profiting off of them, and they're sharing in nothing with that. But there are deeper issues that we should talk about as well that have not been fixed. Since 2000 alone, we've seen the death of at least 30 players who have died from heat-related illnesses. We now have a better understanding of what concussion does to athletes throughout their lives. But we are sitting here at a time that the NCAA doesn't even have enforceable concussion protocols. Are our student athletes, are they really the center? If they were, we would do something about the forces that are creating such a dangerous environment for them, because the truth is the incentives are imbalanced. I've been on a field where the game is on the line, where millions of dollars are at stake, win bonuses, and television contracts on whether we win or lose. The incentives are to keep that player with a concussion in. I know players, I've sat and talked with them. I'm sorry there's not players here for this hearing, that have painful stories about spine injuries, head injuries, neck injuries, who are going out of pocket to pay for them, with no help from universities that made millions of dollars off of them. I've talked to people who were used to put people in seats and make incredible amounts of monies for the university, but we know their chances of getting a college degree at a time that they're spending 50, 60, 70 hours a week, they're robbed out of that college degree. And I know the NCAA brags about a 90% graduation rate, but in the revenue-generating sports, which disproportionately African Americans are present in, only 56% of black male athletes who generate the outsized amount of college sports revenue are graduating within 6 years. These things should be painful to all of us. They've been talked about for decades, since the time I was playing almost 30 years ago, and nothing has changed. Once an athlete's eligibility is gone and thus their scholarships expires, they're a little used to this multi-billion-dollar industry, but where is our heart? Where's our protections from them? To race to just an NIL bill and not address these injustices is tragic, because the theory, the story we sell is that this is about the kids, this is about the athletes, but that is fundamentally not true. And so the expiration of an athlete's college career should not mean that they're expendable. Now is the time for the NCAA to evolve as an organization, to truly put the students first and their concerns and their needs. So some people want to make this process simple as possible. Pass a narrow piece of legislation as this July 1st deadline comes that I admit is an existential threat to sports as we know it. But I'm saying no, we cannot do that. I encourage this committee to focus on the broader concerns. Make this not about the profit, but about the people. Make this not about continuing the billion-dollar industry and protecting it as we know it, but elevating the floor to make sure that we address these concerns that I know I've spoken to the heart of many of our colleagues on both sides of the aisle. I know we care about the education, the health, the well-being, and yes, the opportunity to make profit off of your name, image, and likeness. I want to conclude by saying this. I've come to have a lot of respect for people that are in this game. I'm very close to college coaches and athletic directors. I've been so touched by how many have reached out to me over the last year. Just Notre Dame's leadership reached out to me, and I thought they would never do that because, for the record, I had my best career game against them. I think it was an NCAA record 60 catches. I think
that was at 60.
It's 60 catches. Yes,
or 70. I forgot.
Somewhere around there, sir. I hear from them that they are appalled that we haven't changed this. My most recent discussion with an athletic leader was, hey, what we do in our school should be the standard everywhere, but it's just not. I'm telling you what's going on right now is a quiet injustice. Senator Blumenthal and I have made a lot of time to hear directly from athletes, incredible women, incredible young men. Their stories are agonizing. We cannot trust that this will fix itself. This is the moment. This is the opportunity. And if we delay justice for those athletes, justice delayed is justice denied. I hope we will take advantage of this opportunity to fix these problems and make college athletics again, or for the first time, truly about the athletes that are involved. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Booker, and thank you for your passion. Thanks for joining us today, and you've really set the crux of what we're going to try to talk about today, and that is how do we cover some of these issues of healthcare and scholarship and